everyone, it's Shivani and welcome back to my channel. Today I have a super special guest, my grandfather. You guys know him as Dadu Sa on my Instagram stories. Please welcome the one and only Shivani Bafna.
Thank you.
How does it feel to be on my YouTube channel?
Oh, I enjoy it.
You enjoy it?
Yes.
Why don't you tell them it was your idea to set up this fireside chat?
Yes, I like the chat, so a more informal environment.
We set up the fire, we're good to go. I also just want to let you guys know this video has been sponsored by Nova Credit, which I will tell you all about a little later in this video. Getting back to why we are here today. You know, I have interviewed lots of very cool celebrities. What I've realized is in our own family, we have such unique and interesting stories, and yours also has a journey so many people would benefit from hearing. You've told me so many times these stories, but I always forget it. So I'm excited that this video is gonna live on forever and we're gonna be able to go back and watch it. Do you want to give a little bit of a background?
Well, I was born in Gopalpur, which was in India at the time. Being a small village, there were no good schools there. As soon as we were 6 or 7, one by one, all the brothers, we were all sent out, and there we were in a boarding school. I finished my senior Cambridge in 1957 from Victoria School. I did my intermediate science in Nainital, and after that I joined Banaras Hindu University in field of mechanical engineering, which I completed in 5 years. My best friend there, Om Sumani, we were always trying to do things together.
I like that. Now, obviously you, your family, your brothers, everyone settled in India. You have a family business that your dad has started. All of a sudden, one day, how do you just make the decision that you want to move to the US? Like, what kind of sparked the move?
That wasn't a difficult decision at all, because I mentioned about my best friend. So right as soon as we graduated in February of 1964, he came to the US, to the University of Mississippi, to do his master's in mechanical engineering. Being best friends, he wanted me here also. So he sent me the application. I had no intention of coming to the US. I completed the application and sent it back. Lo and behold, 2 months later, I hear admitted to the master's program in production management at the University of Mississippi. I said, well, it's going to be expensive. I'm not going, although we had a business family, but just an excuse not to go.
Yeah.
Lo and behold, he submitted an application on my behalf. Another month later, I got a letter awarding me a full scholarship.
Wow.
I said, wait a minute, I have to go there. I cannot disappoint my friend. Although my family was not in favor at all, I was the most educated out of 8 brothers, and we had a lot of family business, so they were looking forward to my graduating and joining and enhancing the business. And here I was, so I promised them that I'll just go for 2 years and I'll come back. Reluctantly, they allowed me to go.
Now, obviously, that's a huge risk, right? Because you have your family set up, you have the comfort in India, and it must have not been an easy journey to just pack up your bags and then land up in the US. Tell me a bit about the actual move and landing in the US. Now you're here. What do you do?
Well, I was married in December 1964.
Okay.
I was in the business as an engineer, and here in September 1965, just a few months later, I was to come. Now, obviously, I wanted my wife to come, but there, in those days, India had a very difficult time with foreign exchange. When coming, I converted $7.50. To me, that's a lot of money. And of course, the other money, about $450, was in the form of a check, which I would give to the university. I got on the train at Calcutta. That's where the family was. Came in with my wife to Bombay so she could see me off. So the departure was from there.
And it was your first international flight, right?
First international flight, but there was a big kink to it. At that time, 1965 September, India and Pakistan were at war. All the cars had half the headlights blacked out. They were not allowed at night, special permission only. Although the flight was at 2 or 3 in the morning, we went to the airport about 7 o'clock in the evening. We stayed at the airport, and when it was time to board the plane, we came into the plane. All the shades, the window shades were down. They said, don't open up, because the lights were in the plane. Once it was ready, the runway lights came on, the plane took off, and the runway lights went off. That's the condition in which I had to leave India. And then landed at JFK. Now, the flight at JFK, I was supposed to get a connecting flight to Memphis, Tennessee, which is the closest airport to the University of Mississippi, which is in Oxford, Mississippi, a very small village. And my friend who was there was going to come to pick me up. The plane was late coming into JFK, so they found a connecting flight that I could take. They said, you'll have to hurry up and take a cab and go to LaGuardia Airport. So out of my $7.50, I paid $5 for the cab. Now I'm left with $2.50.
Oh my goodness. You know, you often tell me that, oh Shivani, you and I are very similar because the whole family was telling you don't move to India, and I didn't listen and I moved. And in your situation, the whole family told you don't move to America, and you didn't listen and you went to America. The biggest difference why we can't even compare is I moved to India having visited there before. I had a phone, there was technology, we had family there. For you coming with absolutely nothing, you don't have your wife there, no family, you have this friend. Now you're here in the hopes to set the foundation truly, right, for your family. Like, you're not moving here just to explore your passion. You're there to grow and to learn. How do you... Oh my God, what happened? We'll start again. How do you establish yourself financially? Like, what is the first move that you make?
Well, it never bothered me, hey, I only have $2.50, what am I going to be doing?
Yeah.
Well, I knew my friend was there. If I need, he'll be able to help me. But again, I needed to bring my wife over, and the government rules were such, because she was to be my spouse only, not for education. Whatever money I had exchanged to pay my tuition, I would have to repatriate that amount of money back in dollars into rupees to the government. Only then they will give her permission to leave India and come to the US. That was obviously a big thing for me. In the first week itself, the professor that's going to be my major professor in my master's in production management, I talked to him. The director of cafeteria was his friend. So he took me there. That guy interviewed me. So I said, okay, I'll give you a job in maintenance. I was going to be paid a huge amount, 50 cents an hour. Okay? Which to me seemed a lot at that time. I had to collect money.
So at this point, you have started working in Mississippi. When does Dadisa come over to the US to kind of join you?
She came, I believe, 1966 in April, because we're going to need more money. So I had already planned in the summer, being an engineer in the small town of Oxford, Mississippi. There was an appliance manufacturer. I asked them, and they wanted help in the design of equipment. They agreed to hire me in the summer for $1.25 an hour. Big promotion from 50 cents to $1.25. That was off campus, so I needed to have a ride. I decided to buy a Volkswagen Beetle Bug, and that was the cheapest car on the market. That's why. In fact, they never had seat belts at the time, mandated. I paid $16 extra to get 2 seat belts fitted for the front seats. I went to the bank to ask for a loan for the car. The car was $1,750. So I said, I have only $100. That's what I had saved. They said, no, what collateral do you have? I said, I don't have any collateral. And then I said, okay, let me speak with the bank manager. So he connected me with the bank manager, spoke face to face, managed to get him to have some sympathy over me. He said, okay, we will give the loan, and of course the car will be in our name, as is the case always, so at least we have some security. Then he agreed, got the loan, and I got the car.
Incredible. Your story was in the 1960s, but immigrants till date, when they come to the US and they want to establish themselves financially and live the American dream like you did, still struggle with the matter of establishing credit here, getting their first credit card, being able to take a loan to then purchase their car. That's where Nova Credit kind of approached me. Nova Credit helps immigrants to apply for financial services using their international credit history from their home country. For so many immigrants who come to the US in the hopes, just like Dadisa did in the 1960s, that's where a service like Nova Credit can really help.
Here's how Nova Credit works. I personally went to the website to see what the interface is like and found it super easy to use. It works in 3 steps. Step 1, you have to create your account. I did it myself using a dummy account, Raj, and it only took me a few minutes and was absolutely free to do. Step 2, you connect to your international credit bureau. You'll enter in a few personal details from abroad to retrieve your international credit report. And step 3, what I thought was the coolest part, was you get to see your actual personalized recommendations that Nova Credit gives you. They'll tell you about what your Nova score means, an estimate of your US credit rating, and accordingly, they'll match you with the right credit cards that work with you and your lifestyle.
So if any of you watching this are interested and a service like this would benefit you, definitely check out the link in my description box. I'll be pinning the comment as well. On a concluding note, in your entire journey of the past 55 years, what has been the biggest learning lesson for you?
The biggest learning lesson in this country is be humble, number one. Number two, never be afraid of doing any job, no matter how menial it is. You remember, if you are doing a janitor's job, doesn't mean you are a janitor. Like in India, they think a janitor is a janitor.
Yeah.
That's not so. You're doing it out of necessity. It should not affect your ego. You shouldn't let ego come in the middle, should you do something or not.
Yeah.
Live an honest and fair life, and you can be successful easily.
Yeah, I think that's so true. Especially I see it within my own friends, my own generation. We want that instant gratification. We want the dream job from day one, and we don't necessarily want to put in the years and years of hard work to eventually get there. It's impossible to encapsulate your journey into I think this is gonna be like a 10-15 minute video, but I hope this is the first of many, many, many conversations we get to have, Ladosa, and I feel so privileged that I've gotten almost the last 9-10 months to spend with you, hear more of your stories, and I'm hoping to share more of these stories with all of you. This is just the beginning, guys. He's got some incredible stories of his travels, of his teaching, of technology.
This was made possible. I got to spend so much time with you. You got to know so much of my life, all thanks to COVID. That's the only positive thing I can say about COVID.
That's true. So again, thank you to Nova Credit for sponsoring this video, and the link to sign up is in the description box below. If you liked this video, please, you know the drill? Like, comment.
That's right. And if you have any questions, don't forget to shoot out the questions.
Yeah, I like that. Why don't you guys shoot out some questions
and
for
I'll
Ladosa
love
to
to
answer.
answer. It'll keep me busy.
Yeah, he's as it is, super busy, but he's the kind of person that will read every single comment. So please, you all, leave some encouraging comments, leave some questions, and we will be back very soon.
No false flattering, please.
No false. I don't know, that's okay. That's some validation. That's good. Okay, guys, we'll end this here. Thank you again for watching, and bye.